Hey, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Cool. It's the 80s Underground. It's a podcast that I listen to. Just messing around to get loosened up. Just to kind of get open. This is a action figure that I got a little while back that I really like, so I decided to use it for my warm-up drawing.
It's the 80s Underground.
I'm going to show you what I did yesterday. I went and got some varnish and varnished one of the works. I did not see that comment, Maya. Could you say that again? Oh, cool. I varnished some stuff that I did. This is a sketchbook, another sketchbook that this is a sketchbook that I started when I was in Paris. I actually bought this sketchbook in Paris. So this stuff is, this is pen drawings with, where I used an airbrush. When I got back to America, I used an airbrush to, spray in these colors. And bring it a little closer so you can see this architecture and stuff. This was inspired by being in Paris, going to the Louvre and seeing the architecture at the Louvre. That was pretty fun. And then these were some of the people that I drew out there. From Spirited Away? No, actually, no, this was when I went to Paris. That's where these works were done. And this was actually one of the restaurants out there. This was pretty dope. The funny thing about when I went to Paris is I wasn't really into art that much, and it sucked. It looks like this sketchbook is coming apart. And it's probably because I've done quite a bit of pictures that are done in paint and wet medium, and I don't think the sketchbook was really made for that. This here, no. This is just some character that I did. When I was in Paris, for some reason, you would think that I would be all into like doing art because I was in Paris, but I'd say for a while, I wasn't into art. I was like forcing myself to do art, but this is some stuff that I did I did this when I got back. I did this drawing of the house right after we got the house. I drew the house. Actually, no, this is the house in Berkeley. This is a house that was across the street from us in Berkeley. And yeah, this stuff was done in Paris, and this was done when I came back. I think this was the only art that I did when I was out there in Europe, which was crazy because you would think that I waited my whole life to go out there. Then I finally go out there and I totally wasn't inspired to do art. Yeah, this was Bob's house. Yep. And this was pretty cool. I did this with watercolor and pen, and you could kind of see I just did some texture in here, some writing and stuff, and little designs. This is stuff that I do when I don't know what to do, but I know I want to do art, so I just do little doodles and things like that. So I think this is watercolor, and the rest of this is watercolor. There is some airbrush in here, like you can see how I'm gonna see if you'll be able to see it. How this is kind of, you can see it has like a sprayed texture in this right here. That was done with airbrush. And then I used some airbrush up here too, the little dark areas. But yeah. And this is some of my characters. And this here right here, these are some of my characters as well. This is some of the stuff that I don't really share on the web that I do. I will be sharing this stuff very soon. And but this is like my stash, So you guys are getting a skinny on the stuff that I don't have this anywhere on the web. Like none of my graffiti work that I do, I don't put that stuff on the web. And these, I've been doing a lot of stuff that I haven't been sharing on the web. Like I have at least maybe 5 to 6 years worth of art that I have not shared on the web. So I'm going to be sharing that stuff in this live stream. This is on the BART, so the public transit in the Bay Area. I varnished it. That's why it has like this shiny surface. You can tell that the light is reflecting off of it. But I like paint strokes. I like brush strokes. So it's just people just sitting on the BART, and this guy was on the train using his phone. This was in 2023. So yeah, I just like go on public transit and draw people, and later on I painted it with watercolors. But I used a particular medium to make the watercolors look translucent like this. If you look at it, you see how it almost looks like water. It looks like watercolor. I mean, I'm sorry, this is acrylic, but it's meant to look like watercolor. And I use the acrylic in a certain way. I use a matte medium. I mix it with it to make it look like watercolor, and also to give these brush strokes. I really like having the brush strokes show through in my work, like these strokes here. I don't like this page at all. This is an example of, you know, when you have a sketchbook page that you don't like. I wasn't really feeling drawing on this day, but I just forced myself to draw that day. And this was a period that I was going through where I was just not into doing art. And so that's what happens there. This is the house. I did this not too long after we got the house, and I like it actually. It's kind of cool. The whole front of the building. And I think these were some people who were standing on I don't even know if these people were really on the street, or if, you know, I don't know if they were on the street or not, or if I just put them in there. But as you see, like these brush strokes right here, this is the kind of stuff that I like doing. Let me see if I could get the light on there. So the way that you can see how the strokes are maintained in this work. I like that. Drink a little tea. Some of my graffiti work. Have a huge background in history in doing graffiti art. I just I don't show this stuff on the web. So you guys are getting a treat, because this is stuff like never seen before on the internet of my work. This is some painting practice. Just taking some acrylic paints and painting around in here, drawing some characters down here, and then some designs here. I like doing designs, and like, you know, whenever I get bored, just kind of doing little doodles and designs and stuff.
There you go. It's Lord to the new church. Underground. Source for alternative 80s music.
Was I in France? No, I wasn't in France. This is acrylic paint, and then I varnished it. That's why it's like, you can see how it's shiny, reflecting. When you paint varnish over your art, it makes it to where like I could literally spill some water on it. Like I just put some water on it and nothing happens, because it's sealed in with a sealant. And then, you know, sometimes I painted a picture behind here and then just wrote a journal entry or something over it. I write my journal entries very interestingly. Like I don't really, I can't even read my own writing. Let's see, try to get the reflections off of here. This is a freeway, just like a highway, some sort of trippy scene. I think I was looking at a lot of Salvador Dali during this time that I did this, and I was kind of tripped out by his work. So I just kind of made a freeway bridge, and it goes back over here, and then you goes over here, and then way off into the distance. And then there's these like spikes and stuff. And then I have, again, a journal entry.
Called All Roads Lead to Rome's from their 1982 album
Hard to read, yep.
Stranglers.
Oh, yeah. So this is my painting practice. So you can see again, it's shiny, varnished it up. Messing around with some ideas for like going on canvases and playing around with textures here, like some patterns and stuff. This, I could actually see this like on a woman's blouse or something, you know. Just messing around, seeing what I come up with. Some more characters. And then some brush strokes. I really like this part, the brush strokes. This is so beautiful. I just love I love playing around with paint. You can see you got the brush strokes in there. Just working with acrylics in sort of a non-opaque way. This is a piece that I did. What is this? I think this was gouache. Yeah, I think this was gouache. And there's some acrylic paint in here too. And then this is a separate piece of paper that I cut out and then taped it in. So you can see like there's like some fabric tape in here. I think it's called gaffer's tape, what photographers use. So you can see I kind of taped it in messy on purpose to leave the texture in. And then these are two characters in the background. Just messing around with some graphic design. And then I painted in, now you draw a woman's eyelashes, lips. Thank you, thank you. I painted this to look like it was an old school photograph. So I painted in the Kodak sign and you know, those little squares. Just make it look like it's a scene from a movie. I think it's like some buildings in the background. Just messing around, a lot of playful experimentation, some nudity. And this is a painting that I'm going to work on at some point. This here was, I think I was in San Francisco and I drew the buildings down there. And after I drew the buildings, I went home and painted over it and then did a journal entry in the background. This was a really fun drawing to do. I like how it came out, being really playful with the way that I draw the buildings, not being too specific. And I also like the way the brush strokes came out here in the background. Put a journal entry in there in the background. This was in near San Francisco City Hall. Then I put a moon in there. This is just a design that I did. It's nothing in particular. I think there was some words down here, some graffiti words. And this is like a candle, like an old school candle in some sort of old scroll script Bible type book. There's a tape cassette there. There's like some kind of beaded necklace. I don't know. I was just drawing stuff and messing around with some graffiti, some kind of like death metal type graffiti type letters. Lots of experimentation. And this is the kind of stuff that, you know, this is how I want my sketchbooks to look like. You know, as you see, you go on all these pages, it's like totally different work on all these pages, you know. It looks like a different artist did it in some cases. Like this here, just playing around with these letters. Then I decided to paint some yellow on the top of it. Why? I don't know. Just did it. I'm gonna move this out the way. This is my son. He was posing, and then I drew him. I think you guys saw this the last time. This was my warm-up drawing that I did the last time. And this was watercolor. I think I looked at a picture out of a book for this one. And I actually burned this page on purpose. I took a lighter and I burned the page so you can see it's kind of burnt right here. And then right here, you see those little brown stains? Those are actually burns. I did that to make the page look old, to make the paper look old, like it was ancient. And look, it's what I did on the last live stream. So I varnished it, and that's why it's all shiny now. When you varnish stuff with gloss varnish, it makes the color come out really crisp. This is a painting that I did offline. I'll show you the character that I did. It was this character here. So I did it purposely to not look perfect. This character here. This is from the new Captain America movie. So collecting all these toys. But I'm gonna go back to that other sketchbook and get busy here. Pages are stuck together. So this is the drawing I was working on earlier. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more detail to this. Oh, this pen is running out. Look at that. I'm out of ink. I like it when I run through these pens. It lets me know that I'm actually doing some work around here. Let's see. I can find another one. Throw that one away. I think maybe there's something on this paper because the pen keeps running out every time I do that over there. Okay, so it doesn't like this page. Let's try this. Okay. Ugh, sucks. see. Need another pen. And of course, I don't see any close by. Of course. All right.
It's the 80s Underground, music from New Order right there. Great album track from their Low Life album. The song is called Sunrise. And I always love playing that track from the Low Life record from 1985, New Order there. We had a request submitted last week that I had to dig up for today's show. Great obscure single from the band
Okay.
called I Beg Your Pardon. That was a request submitted last week on the 80s Underground Facebook page. So glad to dig that up for you there. Also music from the Stranglers, All Roads Lead to Rome from the great Feline LP from 1982. And speaking of New Order, who you just heard there, just pulled up some information here. A couple of festival dates announced for New Order. Unfortunately, only one of them's in the U.S. They're playing a show at Carnegie Hall on March 11th with Patti Smith and Iggy Pop, among others. And they're also playing South American dates for the Lollapalooza 2014. And great show coming up the end of this month. If I was in the Netherlands, I would be all over that. We're playing with Belgrado Y and Chris and Cozy at the Razone Festival on January 31st in Amsterdam. Wow. Well,
What's up?
more U.S. dates announced, certainly let you know. Also posted an interesting article on the 80s Underground Facebook page about Morrissey announcing 2014 tour dates and a new record in the works. You can read about that there. Facebook.com/80s Underground. That's the 80s Underground on Facebook. And shout out to everyone listening online. Live, you can listen online.
Hey.
Live at ksu.org. All right, it's half past the hour. 80s Underground, your 80s alternative resource. I got called So Strong. It's Flesh for Lulu. Big up.
What up, man? I think I'm gonna put some paint on here. Just gonna do a matte paint session and see what we come up with. Okay. Medium. I love this stuff. This is what I use instead of water with acrylics and gouache and sometimes watercolor to make them see-through. You said, what do I think I should do on a live stream? So as you see, I keep my paint palette pretty crazy. I like painting with my colors not so controlled. Let's see what I'm good here. Yeah, this is gouache. I use it, I mix it with that matte medium. here with some blue. Add a little bit of white to this.
Hey, I guess that's my cue to say something. It's 80s underground music from Drama Rama right there from their Cinema Verite album. Scenario, the name of the track. We had some Flesh for Lulu before that. Right now, little music from Bat Petrol Emotion going back to 1987 for this one. It's the 80s underground.
There's nothing wrong with that name.
There was nothing wrong with it until I was about 12 years old, and that no-talent ass clown became famous and started winning Grammys.
I'm purposely being messy with this. I kind of started it and I feel like I was being too careful. And then I decided to go more in a route of making it a brain teaser. Like, how loose can I be with this? How playful can I be with this? How messy can I be with this? You see, I'm putting the paint right on the paper. How messy can I be with this and it still come out looking like something that I would be happy with? So
It's the 80s Underground, Wang Chung by request. Another great request submitted from the 80s Underground Facebook page. Fire in the Twilight, that's from the Breakfast Club movie soundtrack. Going back to 1984, I believe, for that. We had that Petrol Emotion before Wang Chung there. Big Decision, the track from their 1987 album Babel. And interesting thing about that Petrol Emotion, Steve Mack, the frontman for that band, now sings in a Seattle-based power pop band called Swag. They put out a record last year.
here,
It's nothing like that Petrol Emotion, but his voice is simple, so
some
I'm
of
not sure
this.
how a guy fronting an Irish 80s indie band ended up fronting a Seattle power pop band in 2014, but you can look it up and see for yourself how that transpired. Pretty interesting little tidbit there. Before that, Petrol Emotion, music from Dramarama. Scenario was the track from their Cinema Verite album. Also, Flesh for Lulu in there, some New Order, a bunch of other goodies. It's 10 minutes before the top of the hour as we move toward the second half of the 80s Underground show here on KSU and AntNow.fm. Be sure to check out Facebook.com/80s Underground for today's podcast. We'll have it up there later on today. Check out the full music we have so far. I'll have the playlist up there as well. Again, Facebook.com/80s Underground. And with that, I'm going to get back to some music for you right now. It's a great one-hit wonder from 1982. It's the UK band The Members. I'm sure you remember this one. Working Girl is the song. It's the 80s Underground. Here's The Members.
No, it's the Blue Beetle. It's I think it's a Blue Beetle. It's a 90s comic book character. This character here. Some Fleshtone. Okay, I think I'm gonna give the background some color and just kind of mix up all these colors and come up with something. See what happens. Hold on for 1 sec. Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna have to go back in and paint those black antennas in. Let's see what this palette knife does. Try scraping some of the paint off. Oh, that looks beautiful there. And I'm gonna put some more of the paint over here. Scraping paint off of it.
All right, C8's underground. You have there what they affectionately refer to in radio as a double shot. No particular reason whatsoever. I'll give you two
This is messy and I like it. This is super messy.
missing you. Taking it from the madness
I was intentionally trying to create a mess on this paper and then tried to bring it back to life. Oh, that is beautiful. That's sick. I love how that came out. Oh, yeah. So this is, in the middle of the work, I was kind of losing my way, didn't know what was going on. And I followed my rule, my old school rule, which is just keep working on it, and then you'll come up with something that actually looks kind of cool. So I'm scraping paint off and putting paint back on it just to see what happens. And I actually like what's happening. Trying to get some more of this paint on here to kind of dirty it up a little bit more, make it a little bit more messy. Whew, that's looking good. And there you go. Keep playing around with this. I feel like I want to put some more paint on here. I'm gonna go for some white. Put some white on here. Get as much paint off the brush as possible. Let's just mix some white in the background. See what happens. This is how you come up with new styles, is you just try stuff and you don't really know what's gonna happen. Like, I've never done this style before, but I'm definitely going to use it in future works because it's coming out really good, and I like what's happening. I like the abstract appeal. Okay, so I'm gonna add some more white, but this time I'm gonna add some blue with it because I want to bring some highlights to these chest muscles and make them pop out. You notice that I haven't cleaned any of my brushes. All these brushes are dirty, and most people, when they work, you know, they clean their brushes after each time they use the colors. My brushes are completely dirty. So all I'm doing to clean my brush is just rubbing them on the background. I'm just rubbing them here just to clean it off, but I'm not cleaning them at all. And I'm doing that on purpose because I want to have this effect to it. And I'm gonna add a little bit more matte medium to it. I wanna have this really loose and playful abstract-like effect, and that's why I'm doing that. And it's to keep the colors all muddy and dirty on purpose. And I'm purposely dry brushing, kind of making like the strokes like that. Like, see how this stroke kind of has, you know, instead of painting like that, I'm brushing over it so it could have the texture with it. So as I add this here, then kind of fade it out a little bit.
And bad guys there from Camper Van Beethoven as we kick off the second hour of the 80s Underground show, your 80s alternative. Got a request on the Facebook page for some Galaxy 500. It's a good request. This goes back to 1988, the first record. The song is called Parking Lot.
I'm gonna fix this thing because, like, when I put my hand in here, I noticed that it blurs. It blurs because it's trying to focus on my hand, but I want it to focus here. So I'm gonna figure that out. I'm new to live streaming, but I'm gonna work that out for the future. So I'm gonna get a little bit more of this white over here. I'm painting actually just like I'm painting on a canvas, but this is actually in a sketchbook. Okay, so I need to get these shorts in here. So I'm gonna clean off some of this white. I'm just rubbing it off and then go in with this blue here. Get a little bit of this matte medium. I should go with the dark blue first. Whew, I really love the way this is coming out. Oh my God. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys joining in because it makes it really fun to do it when there's other people hanging out watching. I did admit at some point I was getting a little embarrassed because I was like, uh-oh, is this turning out messed up? Oh no, I don't know what to do. But then I remember my rule. My personal rule is keep it fun. Don't worry about how good it comes out. Don't worry about trying to make it look great and all that stuff. Just have fun. And then the more you have fun, And I need to paint this belt in. Okay. So now comes a really, making a mess over here. Now comes a really fun part. Which one? Okay, so now I'm going to add a ton of white. I'm gonna squeeze out the rest of my white on this painting. I'm just gonna squeeze it out. And then we're gonna see what happens. You guys are gonna see what happens just like I'm gonna see what happens. I have no idea what this is gonna do. But that's what makes it fun. Ooh, look at that. Watch this. Ah, yeah, I love it. Okay. Now I want to do like a real fine artsy type slash over this. I'm a little scared, I'm gonna admit, because I did some work on here, so I'm just gonna do it and just see what happened. Crazy with this black. This is where it could go wrong real quick. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. That's the name of the game, is try it out and see what happens. Because if you keep doing the same things over and over that you know how to do really well, that then you'll only do what you know how to do really well. But if you experiment and take chances, I just spilled a ton of paint on the floor. I'll be right back. Okay. That was bound to happen at some point. That was bound to happen at some point. Look how beautiful that looks. I love the way this color looks here. All right. So I am going to take the top of this thing and put some black in here. I didn't have anything else to put that black in, so I just used this little top here. This is how my art supplies end up getting really messy. Is, you get an idea and you just jump on it. I don't have time to go find something that's going to actually work for that.
True slice of American Underground rock and roll there from 1985. That is the one and only record from the band, 28th Day.
So I'm spinning the brush to try to get a little tip here.
Notable folks in the Northern California 80s underground scene comprising that band. Mike Cloward, Barbara Manning, and Cole Marquis are the three folks behind 28th Day. Of course, Michael Cloward and Cole Marquis going on to form the Downsiders, great indie band from Chico later in the decade. Barbara Manning, the notable.
I need a nicer brush. This tip on this brush is not good. I'm gonna use this brush here. I've been saving this brush for a while. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it's expensive. I don't really usually buy expensive stuff, but I'm glad I saved it because now I have something. This character doesn't really have this detail that I'm about to put here, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Ooh, that looks cool. I like that.
We heard the song Parking Lot. Camper Van Beethoven started off the second hour, right around the top of the hour. We heard Good Guys and Bad Guys from their 1986 self-titled record. It is the 80s underground, all underground music from the 1980s. We're at facebook.com/80sunderground. I will have today's podcast up there later on today. If you missed any of it, check it out. I'll be posting the playlist as well. So it's about 25 past the hour.
Okay. Now I want to do this this detail he has on his chest here. So I'm gonna just go for it.
I got your official underground nugget of the day queued up right now.
And put a little bit of matte medium with this. Make it a little bit more liquidy.
22 tracks featured on the latest 80s Underground Deepest Cuts compilation, which you can get at the aforementioned Facebook page, facebook.com/80sunderground. This is the third volume of my Deepest Cuts compilation. It's a collection of true 80s rarities.
Now I'm just going right in and being fearless and just laying the strokes down and see what happens.
On the Facebook page, you might have to scroll back a few weeks to find it, but it is there, the Deepest Cuts compilation. And this track is on there. It is from a Michigan band called the Opossums, and to my knowledge, they only put out one record back in 1989. In fact, I had this particular song on a cassette tape that I taped off college radio back when it came out, and I wasn't aware of who it was until recently when I discovered the song through, I believe, the Vinyl Obscurity website. Anyway, the Opossums are the band. They put out a record in 1989 called Marsupial Eruptus. And there's a great little track from it. It's called My Thing. Very Replacements kind of vibe going on here. See what you think. This is the Opossums, your underground nugget of the day.
was trying to capture the way this ab crunch articulation area. Trying to capture that up in here a little bit. My palette got stuck to the page. Okay, now that I did that, I want to dirty it back up a little bit more. So I feel like some of these lines are just too clean. Didn't mean to mess it up that much. Okay, I'm going to take, so this is it comes inside these boxes where you keep your paints wet, and you put your paint on top of this, and then this is a sponge. You put water on the sponge and it keeps the paints wet inside here with that top, with the top that I was painting on. I'm just gonna take this and turn it upside down on here and see what happens. I like this section right here, so I'm not gonna mess with that. These colors right here I really like. So I'm gonna leave that and play around with the rest of this stuff. I like this texture right here. What just happened right there, I really love it. This here, let's see if I can get the camera closer. I like the way that came out. So I'm gonna leave that. And I like this section here because it has like the blues and the reds. And I really love this section here. This is a good balance of warm and cool with the with that red there. That texture looks really good. And I like this area here too. I think I'm going to mess around with it a little bit though. I know you may be asking, like, why is he putting paint all over it? Honestly, I have no good reason. I just know that sometimes I get to a place where I feel like it's done, and I just don't feel it's done yet. So I'm just taking all the paint that I had left on my palette, scraping it up, and just putting it on here. So just scrape that paint up and I just put it right here. And just to see what cool textures I come up with. Now I like these. I like this area here. Let's see. the way this area came out was really nice. So scraping the paint off and then putting it back on, scraping it off, just to see what you keep coming up with. Now, I could also do this with a clean palette knife because this palette knife is really dirty. Or I could take something else. I have this brush here. Just tape and rub this on here just to see what kind of textures come out. I keep putting them on there, get a little paint on them. One day, somebody will ask me, why you got, well, how'd this paint get on there? I'm like, I did it when I was painting a picture of them, right? Okay, I'm really liking this. Oh, I didn't know I did this right here. Try to scrape some of that off. Cool. That looks good. Now, I'm going to, don't ask me why. I just want to see what happens. I just want to see what happens with this black. I think I'm gonna need some of this white. Not feeling the black that much. I like the black with the character in the background though. So I think I'm gonna put some more. Just gonna keep messing around with it. What do I have on this other page? Oh yeah. This is some figure paintings I did on this other page. I actually kind of like this. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I need some white on here. And I think I just squeezed all the white that I had out of this thing. So, there we go. Cool.
slice of underground American obscurity for you there from 1988. That is a band called Pure Joy from Seattle.
A nice mess. I love it. That was fun.
Power pop band flop into the 1990s. But great early start for him there as Pure Joy, and a band who, in fact, I was reading this on their bio, got to tour with the Chameleons back in 1987. Their final U.S. tour. Pure Joy was the opening act on the West Coast dates for them, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, that track there is called Standing on a Bridge.
So this is going to look cool once it gets varnished and sealed into the sketchbook.
Recorded back in 1988 and not released.
Fun stuff.
Legal issues about that. It's a great debut record for that band.
Should I sign it? Maybe I should sign it, right?
Pure Joy. Did some Wire Train before that.
Treat it like a canvas.
Against Me, the track
Treat it like a
from the
canvas.
album. We had some Let's Active and the track Easy Does from the great Cypress LP from 1984. Before Let's Active, your official underground nugget of the day from the band The Opossums. My Thing was the track from their record. And here we are. It's about 20 minutes till the top of the hour, which means I got 20 minutes left on the show. And I will fill it up nicely, I hope. Hope you're enjoying the retro. Again, be sure to check out facebook.com/80s underground for today's podcast and playlist. It will be up there later on today. And with that, I'm getting back to the music. This band, after
2025.
released a new album last year.
Oh yeah. Loving how this came out.
Check out their new record, High Road. This is from 1989. Grapes are out.
See, I made a mess here. Got paint all on the floor. And just dropping all kind of stuff. But yeah. I think of the whole painting, this is my favorite area. This blue, yellow, and this, red, yellow, and blue right here. It's my favorite part of the whole painting. I'm just getting a little close up so you guys can see some of the texture. Thanks, Mental Edge. Put his head right next to it so you have a little bit of reference. Hey man, what's up? My mentor is on the live stream. What do you know? Mr. John Mahoney himself. If you guys like the way that I draw, could definitely thank that man. Check him out on Instagram, John Mahoney. So yeah, this was a really fun piece. You guys can go back, for those of you tuned in late, you can go back and check out a little bit earlier in the piece. You'll be able to see how I came up with this idea of making it a fine art piece. So my idea was, I was looking at a lot of Joan Mitchell. She's an abstract artist, and looking at some Diebenkorn and a couple other abstract artists. And I wanted to paint this as if it were on a huge, like 20-foot canvas, maybe like 4 canvases put together in an art gallery. Like imagine somebody this size standing at an art gallery looking at this painting being this size. That's what I was thinking. Although it's, it's in a sketchbook, but I wanted to paint it like it was on a canvas. And I'd say somewhere in the beginning of the drawing, when I did the initial drawing, I was, kind of just playing around, getting warmed up. But then what happened was I got in the middle of the painting and it started getting really messy. And I was getting a little embarrassed because I'm like, oh crap, I'm live streaming and I'm doing this painting and it's not coming out right. But then I remember what John taught me, which is just have fun. And the more you have fun, the better the artwork comes out. And don't try to be precious. Don't try to control it, because that's what I initially went in. My initial idea was just to have a fun painting session and drawing session. And when I finally let go of trying to make it look good, that's when I came up with this idea of, just playing around with it. So thanks for tuning in. I got another live stream scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. This was really, really, really fun. It's funny because I like this side of the page, but actually this could be a piece in and of itself. Just this whole side here. I really can see this like hanging on the wall. So yeah. All right, y'all. I am going to sign off. Peace.